Hey guys, Casual Gamer 84, welcome back to the game room. I have some very late December pickups to show you all today, after Christmas pickups if you will, and some hunting footage. So if that interests you, stick around. Alright guys, so me and my mom actually went to Indiana looking at flea markets, thrift stores, things like that twice. Two different areas of Indiana. Um, First round, we went to Clarksville, Indiana. We went to the Goodwill Bins, and we went to the Vendors Village over there, and an actual regular Goodwill. And I got a few things. I didn't get. Oh, and we went to Madison by Sell. No, that was a different time. So we went to Vendor Village, Goodwill Bins, and a Goodwill. So, to start it off at the bins, I didn't get a whole lot. I got some VHS, um, some plush, which I don't have here. But the VHS that I got was Berenstain Bears, or as I like to say, Bernstein Bears, because that's what I remember them as. Learn About Strangers and The Disappearing Honey. I've not seen this animated series in a long time, but glad to have a VHS. I always check my VHS, make sure there's no mold or anything like that on them before I buy them. And this was cheap enough at the bins. And then I picked up this one. I remember this movie as a kid. I actually seen this movie before I seen E.T., and that is Mac and Me. I really liked this movie as a kid. I never owned it, I don't think, until now. And again, it's in great shape, and it came out in 1988, it looks like, as when Mac and Me came out. But glad to have that in the collection. Looking forward to watching that. So we left there and went to regular Goodwill. I didn't really see a whole lot there. There's one right beside the bins. But I did find, I think it was 99 cents. The sticker's still on it, actually. And this cool little, it's cheap. It's not retro, but it's a cool display piece. It's a little like tabletop pinball Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles deal, which is pretty cool to have in the collection. It'd be a good display piece with my turtle stuff. So glad to have that in the collection as well. So we left the Goodwill and the Goodwill bins, and we went to Vendors Village. I didn't see any games there. I seen some. I didn't get any. I did meet a new acquaintance, I guess, another collector, and he actually got a awesome deal on a Mega Man X3 manual and a Lufia manual. Both manuals were like $3, which was a good deal on those. I did, however, pick up a few things while I was there. I don't knock everything over trying to get them in front of me. I did pick up another VHS. I picked up Army of Darkness for $1. It is not sealed, but the plastic is still on it. Great shape. 92, I believe. Yep, is when this movie came out. And somebody paid $9.99 when they bought it. This was my favorite as a kid of the Evil Dead series. I just thought it was hilarious and thought it was a really good movie. So glad to have that in the collection. I always like adding horror themed or horror related things to the collection, although I wouldn't consider that horror related. Or a horror movie, I mean. So, also at Vendor Village, I went to the booth where that guy found those two manuals I told you about. And I didn't see any manuals Um, but I did find some figures there. So, and I had completely forgot about this series up until the point where I seen them. I thought, man, I used to have those. So I got from the 1989 Police Academy animated series, Carrie Mahoney figure, which is cool. And also from that same series, I got a Tackleberry figure. So I loved the Police Academy movies growing up. Thought they were great. I remember watching the cartoon. I don't remember a lot about it. So I am looking to track that down and watch it. With Tackleberry, I don't have any other accessories, which is kind of a bummer. But they'll be cool display pieces, and I don't want to go super hardcore into the figures, although that's exactly what this video is going to look like. But he had some guns, and he gets the squeeze leg action, and the guns would pop up. It's always fun figures, and I don't know. Who made these? Maybe Kenner? I'm not sure. I'll probably look it up before you all can comment down below. But comment down below if you know who made this line of figures. And then the Mahoney should have a gun in his hand, and he squeezes his leg, and his gun pops up, which is cool as well. I don't see. It's on the inside of his leg, but it looks like it just says Warner Brothers. So anyway, cool to have those in the ever-growing toy collection. And then I picked up some more figures as they were hanging there. I picked up a 1984 real Ghostbusters Egon Spengler. No proton packs. But I'm okay with that, because what I think I'm going to do with these is there are going to be some display figures for me, some out-of-package figures. I'm going to look for some on-card ones have as well, because these were a staple in my childhood. But I'm found on like Etsy, you can order some 3D printed proton packs. So I'm going to order a set of those for my figures, my display ones anyway. And then a 1984 Ray Stantz. And then a 84 Peter Venkman. So glad to have these in the collection. And one more figure, an 87 Winston Zeddemore. They did not have a Winston from the original lineup, so I have to track that down. But they did have the Fright Features Winston, which I think you squeeze his arm and his head spins around and his mouth opens like that. So glad to have him in the collection as well. So technically I got 4 of the vintage Ghostbusters, and they're going to go around my my Ecto-1 display box. So glad to have these in the toy collection as well. So that is all that I got on that trip. I do have some footage from the next 2 places. So I'm going to go ahead and roll that footage now, and then I'll show you all what I picked up. All right, guys. So you all seen that footage, and it is from Flea Market. I did pick up two of those games. I picked up Def Jam Vendetta on PS2 for $1.50, which is a good deal. I think it's in the $30 range now, so that'll be a flip for me. And this one, I knew that it was going to be kind of pricey. I was thinking like the $25-$30 range. That is the Godfather the Don's edition for PS3 for $1.50, and it's actually closer to the 60 mark, I do believe. So that would be a flip as well, adding to the game fund to purchase games and nostalgic stuff. I guess I should say it that way. All right, so I have some more footage from a stop at Madison Buy Sell and Trade. I didn't actually get any games there, but I'm going to go ahead and roll that footage now. Alright, so again, I didn't get any games there. I kind of wanted to stop in because I just done, the video where they had everything 50% off for a 2-hour window. And I got some cool stuff then. But I wanted to go back and see if they had restocked anything. Because if it was my store and I had just done like a holiday blowout, I would then restock with good stuff, or high end items that I didn't want to let go 50%. I would just pull and then wait until after the sale and put them out. And I think that maybe what they've done, because as you've seen in Earthbound, you don't see Earthbound out in the wild a whole lot, but it was cool to see that. Had they had it out at their 50% off sale, I would have definitely picked it up, but they did not. I did, however, pick up 2 more figures while I was there, and I don't know why. Well, I do know why. So over Christmas break, I kind of watched some old Coliseum home video, WWF pay-per-view VHS that I have. I kind of got the nostalgia bug for some old school wrestling. And then I seen these Hasbro WWF figures, and I thought, you know what? I remember having those as a kid. That are cool. I'm gonna start collecting them. So I picked up Hulk Hogan. Now this is, I believe, the second release. I don't know what series he is from, but it looks like 91 is when this one was released. And all the Hasbro figures have some type of action, like he has a bear hug grip. And then I also picked up the Ultimate Warrior, and he can jump from the top rope, push down, and he pops up like so. So cool to have Hulkster and Ultimate Warrior. I can now recreate WrestleMania 6. So I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for more of the Hasbro WWF figures, because I want to add those to the collection for sure. So the next couple places, I didn't get any footage, although I did hang out with my man Clark W. Griswold. Picture up here in the corner. And in there, I didn't find a whole lot. I've seen a few things, but didn't pull the trigger on anything except for one item, and that was this Alf puppet. So this was released in 1988 at Burger King, and there was 4 of them. It was the Many Faces of Alf collection. Actually, it was record and puppet sets. I don't know if this was supposed to have a record with it or not, but it's the Cook and Alf puppet. It is a puppet. It still has the tag on it, which is really cool. And again, 1988 at Burger King. So glad to have this in the collection. Yeah, it's just a cool item to have. So went to the Salvation Army. I hadn't been there in a while. There's only one around here that I know of, and I just don't frequent that area a whole lot. But I did pick up a couple items. I found this for $1, which I thought was really cool, and that is a Super Mario Brothers 3DS carrying case. If I can hold on to it, it's a nice case. It's got a Mario. I don't know if you all can see that on the camera or not. On the front of it, the inside of it is got a Mario Brothers print. It is zippered. There's 2 zippered pouches. So you've got pins, styluses, spot for your charger, your 3DS. Nice strap on it. It's in really good condition. It is missing one of the pulls, but one of them is still intact. So that is cool. It's got a big Mario on the back. And then you unzip the back, and it's got a place for several 3DS games. So definitely, I've got some loose 3DS games that I'm going to put in here. The next time I travel, definitely probably going to take my 3DS with me. And play a little bit of 3DS while I'm out and about in my adventures, if you will. But I figured for $1, it's a cool display piece if nothing else. So I found that there. They had some games, and I know why they had the games way behind the counter so no one would steal them, because people in this world are horrible. But I was able to spot one game that I wanted. I seen the spine on it, and as soon as I seen that big red Konami logo, I knew it's one that I wanted to look at, and that is Konami Classics Volume 1, and it has Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Frogger, and Super Contra. I've owned this game a couple of times now. It is complete. Disc is in really good shape. So yeah, I'm glad to have that in the collection. It'll be a flip. Eventually, I'm probably gonna play it again first. But I picked it up for $2. And I think it's at the $30-$35 range, something like that right now. So 3 games. At about, we'll say after fees and everything, if I sell on eBay, probably $100 to add to the game fund out of 3 games. And I spent $5 on them. So that's not bad there. So guys, that is all the stuff that I got on the 2 trips that I took with my mom to Indiana. 1 trip to Clarksville, 1 trip to Madison. Had a good time. Seen a lot of cool stuff. Got a bunch of cool stuff. Guys, thank you for watching. If you're not done so, hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate that. Ring that bell for notifications, and you'll be notified when I post a video for you. Until next time.